Hypocrisy's the best policy. Wish for change but lazily. Century of debilitation. Your evolution is a damnation. Warranties can't fix a heart. Industrialize and drive us apart. What you advertise can't rationalize. Shining a new one, fix any light. You know, one of the things I enjoy the most about hosting this podcast is when I get to sit down with players, coaches, parents, and fans to talk pucks. As the third in my series on being a female hockey player, I sat down with Aishling Cavanaugh, senior forward for the Nyack Tappan IceHawks, and Emma Tauken, sophomore defenseman for Clarkstown. Enjoy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trav, aka 5 Minute Major, and I'm pleased to be joined by Aishling Cavanaugh, senior forward for the Nyack Tappan IceHawks. She's taken a few minutes out of her schedule today to chat with me about being a female hockey player. Thanks for coming on, Aishling.
Thank you.
How old were you when you started skating?
Well, I was pretty young when I learned how to skate, but I was actually in 7th grade when I started playing organized hockey.
Okay, all right. And you are, I noticed when you played the Cortland Rebels, I think you're on their top line, right?
No, I'm usually rotate into the second line.
All right. That just speaks to my keen observation skills. We'll chalk it up to that. What do you like most about playing high school hockey?
I definitely really love the competitiveness of the boys because the compete level for girls hockey is still really high because our goal is nationals or districts, but the boys all have an extra edge, which makes it really fun, in my opinion, to play against them.
Yeah, you know what? I've interviewed several girls from Section 1, and they all say the same thing. They enjoy playing on girls' teams, enjoy playing travel, but there is that physical element, that compete level, the pace that they really enjoy, playing when you're on a co-ed team. What's your pregame routine, if you could just take us through that?
I don't really have one, but I do put my gear on from left to right, which is something that I do kind of superstitiously because I feel like it makes me play a little better in a way. So that's basically it. Okay.
In your opinion, whether it's through your travel team, I know you're with the New Jersey Colonials, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so whether it's through your travel team or whether you're playing for the Nyack TZ IceHawks, what's the toughest rink to play in?
I've played at the pond at Brewster for both boys and girls hockey, and in my opinion, it always feels 10 degrees colder than it actually is, even if I dress super warm or anything like that.
Absolutely, I'll agree with you because I was at... Last year, you faced off against Lakeland Panis before they merged with Hen Hud.
Yep.
And I was at the pond, and I was freezing. I tried to be brave, and I stood outside for the first period, and then I wound up going into that makeshift, scorers area for the rest of the game. And in between periods, I was sitting in my car desperately trying to keep warm. So I'll agree with you that for a number of reasons, the pond at Brewster is tough. What's one thing you absolutely need to bring with you on a road trip, whether, again, it's for your travel team or whether it's you just go into a game with the Nyack TZ IceHawks?
Headphones.
All right. What's actually playing in those headphones?
I listen to, I guess, some different types of music. I really like country, then some rock, but I feel like rap, for whatever reason, I don't really like listening to it, but it does really get me pumped up.
Okay. All right. In talking to players around the Hudson Valley, I mean, the music taste range, certainly from heavy metal, rock to hip hop to a little bit of country too. So I guess it's kind of, whatever floats your boat, whatever gets you in the zone. Do you have a most embarrassing on ice moment that you can share with us?
Actually, yes. So when I guess it was a couple years ago when I was playing with my girls' team, my shell actually fell down when I was playing, and I didn't realize until I was skating off the ice, and it was around my ankles. So I guess that was pretty embarrassing because everybody noticed.
Absolutely. That probably takes the cake as one of the most embarrassing on-ice moments. Although I was at the Ice Hutch last weekend for the Fabulous 15 tournament, and 4 teams from the Buffalo area came down, and right now it's escaping me. I want to say it was West Seneca West. They were coming on the ice, and one of the kids had his skate guards on. So he comes on the ice. He falls down. I thought he had caught a rut or lost an edge. He tries to get up and falls right back down again. So one of his teammates skated by and just pulled the little skate guards off, and then he was off to the races. But that definitely made the rounds on Twitter too. What's the biggest challenge, in your opinion, Aishling? What's the biggest challenge you've faced, either on the ice or off the ice, being a female hockey player?
Right now, I feel like I don't really face that many challenges because people in my school are used to me playing on the team, and they all know that I play on the team. But when I was in middle school, the boys in my grade would actually kind of tease me about playing hockey, and they would whisper ice hawks or sometimes yell it really obnoxiously as I walked by, which as a middle schooler I found really annoying.
Sure.
But now they don't do anything.
Right. The older you get, certainly you learn how to deal with some of the chirping and some of the trash talking. It sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me.
Yeah.
Have you ever been, so follow-up question to this, have you ever been treated differently, either chirped or hit, either on the ice or off the ice because of your gender, in your opinion?
I mean, I have been called some pretty nasty names, but I don't really think that I've been hit solely because I'm a girl. That's just a part of the game, in my opinion.
Right.
But every year I jokingly do get asked for my number and yelled at when I skate past the opposing team's the opposing team's bench. But I just think it's funny.
Yeah, I can only imagine the things that the boys yell. And then let me ask you, when you get chirped or you got called those nasty names, I don't want to assume anything, but were you called those nasty names by male players or female players?
Male players.
Okay. All right. Do the female players ever chirp at you or no?
No, actually, I am friends with a lot of them, and we all know each other through playing travel hockey, so it's just nice when I get to play against them.
Right. It's almost like a sorority, for lack of a better term.
Exactly.
Right. So that leads me to my next question. There are rumors about Section 1 starting an all-girls hockey team. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, in my opinion, I do think that would be really cool, because even though I love playing with the boys, and I think it's awesome that I play with the boys, I always hear about the girls on my travel hockey team who play girls high school hockey, and they always rave about it and say how awesome it is that they get to play with all girls for high school.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, I definitely, in speaking to other players, I think there's definitely some traction. There'll certainly be some logistical questions and issues as far as how many teams and how we're going to get everybody together. But, I definitely think with the growth of the sport the way it is, particularly among female athletes, female players, there's definitely an interest. There shouldn't be an issue in terms of being able to field a team, or at least certainly field, a league right here in Section 1. So 3 more questions for you, and then I'll let you go. Favorite sport to play besides hockey?
I have to say softball. I grew up playing softball, and it was kind of my main sport before I turned to hockey.
Okay. All right. What position in softball?
I used to play center field.
Okay. Do you bat righty or lefty?
Right.
All right. And you shoot righty as well, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So that leads to my next question. Favorite professional hockey player, past or present?
Patrice Bergeron.
Little Boston Bruin action. You have any relatives up that way, or what is it about Bergeron that you like?
Well, I do have a couple of family members up in Boston, but I just really like the way that Bergeron plays. I really like to take face-off, and Bergeron, I guess, is kind of a face-off man, and the way that he plays in the defensive zone is also something that I really enjoy. So
listen, as long as you're not saying Marchand, I'm cool with your choice.
Oh, I've got that a lot.
I cannot stand. Well, look, we're not going to get off on a tangent. You've been nice enough to call in. Enough about that guy. All right. So even though you have some relatives in Beantown, even though they hate when we call it Beantown, I have relatives in the Boston, Massachusetts area too. They hate that. Even though it's Bergeron, are the Bruins your favorite professional team? Who's your favorite professional hockey team? Aishling Cavanaugh. Who is that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Sorry, the Boston Bruins.
They are the Boston Bruins. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you like who you like. It's an original six team.
Exactly.
Listen, we can still be friends. It's all good. So I really do appreciate you taking the time out on a Saturday. Good luck with your travel game later on today if they get it in, because it seems like before the snow even falls, they're already canceling stuff. So if you are going out, stay safe. Have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year.
You as well.
Thank you. And this is, you've been listening to Aishling Cavanaugh, senior forward for the Nyack Tappan Ice Hawks. This is your boy Trav, aka 5 Minute Major. This is part of my Being a Female Hockey Player episode, and we'll be back after this. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trav, aka 5 Minute Major, and I'm pleased to be joined by Emma Tauken. She is a sophomore defenseman for the Clarkstown varsity hockey team, and this is part of my ongoing series on being a female hockey player. So, Happy New Year, Emma. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Emma, how old were you when you first started skating?
I was 3.
3 years old. Okay. How were you introduced to the game or to the sport of hockey?
Well, I saw my brother playing hockey, and I asked my mom if I could play the sport, and she was questioning it for a while, but then eventually put me on, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's a good thing she did. What do you like most about playing high school hockey?
I definitely like our trips when we go up to Canton. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, you have some nice opportunities for team bonding and to explore different parts of the state. I know I follow the Clarkstown team's Twitter account, and I know you recently were up in the Albany area and you were up in other parts of the state before that. That's good stuff. I actually saw you play at the I want to say that was did you guys play the Edwitz tournament down there at the Ice Hutch? Did I see you down there a couple weeks ago in December?
Yes.
At the Ice Hutch? Okay. I saw you there. And you guys were over in Ebersol too, right? After Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I have seen you a couple times. I know you're going to mix it up with Suffern at some point next month. So at the Palisades Mall. So I'm hoping to get there for that too. What's your pregame routine? I don't want you to give me any secrets or anything, but what do you do to get ready for a game?
The main thing I do is listen to music.
Okay. All right. In your opinion, because I know, whether you're traveling throughout Rockland County or Section 1 or going upstate, in your opinion, Emma, what's the toughest rink to play in?
Either Ebersol or Rink 1 in Sportorama.
Okay. Yeah, especially if the Suffern faithful bring it. Although I can tell you that Clarkstown definitely does bring the crowd too, whether it's at Sporto or whether it's at the mall. I'm really impressed by the numbers. I think I know the answer to this, Emma, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When you're going on a road trip to the Albany area with the team, or if you're going to a tournament somewhere else, what's one thing you absolutely need to bring with you on the road trip?
Probably my phone.
Absolutely. You have to stay connected. I was going to say probably your phone or definitely headphones, because I know, again, to listen to music to get pumped up for the game. Can you share with us an embarrassing on-ice moment? Again, not something too crazy, but is there something that pops out in your mind?
Yes, I was at a game and I was changing for a shift and my leg got caught on the boards and I fell.
Oh boy, that is kind of embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
Let me ask you this. What's the biggest challenge you've faced either on the ice or off the ice for being a female hockey player?
A challenge I faced was if I was at a tryout and I just wanted to be a regular player and not known as a female player on a boys' team.
Right. You just want to be one of the players, one of the guys, for lack of a better term. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever been treated differently? Again, just in your opinion, do you think you've been treated differently, either chirped or hit on the ice or off the ice because of your gender, because you're a girl?
Yes. Definitely when I was younger. I think as I grew older, they understood that I was just one of them.
Right, right. I mean, again, it's almost like when you're first starting out, maybe you have to prove yourself a little bit, but then after a while, you let your play speak for itself.
Yes.
And I talked to your dad about this a little bit, and I'm sure you're familiar about it too. There are rumors about Section 1 starting an all-girls hockey team to join the other leagues and sections that are here in New York State. Do you have any thoughts on that, Emma?
I think it's a very good idea for girls who either don't like the pace of boys hockey or just want to try something new. I think it's a very good thing for them to try because also hockey is very fun. Plus, I did do 1 year of girls hockey. I think I was like 11 or 12. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I also do like boys hockey, so I mean...
I was just going to ask you that, which you prefer, and it sounds like you prefer playing with the boys because, in interviewing a number of your peers throughout the section, they like the pace, they like the physicality that comes along with playing with boys as opposed to just playing with girls, which can also enhance your skill set because it's a lot of passing, it's a lot of, it's just a different type of game.
I agree.
What's your favorite sport to play, Emma, if you have one, besides hockey?
I like to competitively dance.
Oh, very good. Yes, your dad and I chat about that. I have 2 daughters myself, and they dance through a studio up here in Orange County. And, right around the time that the high school hockey season ends, at least in our house, the dance competition season kind of picks up. So
yes.
It works out nicely for me. I'm sure it works out nicely for your family as well. Do you have a favorite professional hockey player, either currently playing now in the NHL or maybe somebody that played a few years ago and is retired?
My favorite would either be Rick Nash or Henrik Lundqvist.
Okay. All right. Listen, a lot of people get on Rick Nash because of the big contract and the fact that he doesn't score. But I say it all the time. I mean, if you watch him play, which I'm sure you do, he does so many of the little things on the ice with that big body, creating space. He's good on both sides of the puck. And in all honesty, I would have no issue personally. I mean, it's not my money at the end of the day. It's not your money at the end of the day. But I would have no issue bringing him back for like half the salary next year, because I think he likes New York. I think he's a good locker room guy. You need guys like that around the team. Henrik Lundqvist, on the other hand, again, I think one of the issues, and this is just my personal opinion, I think one of the issues or one of the mistakes we made was labeling him the king so early on, because I think that put a lot of pressure on him. Don't get me wrong. Arguably, he's still one of the best goalies in the league, but I don't like that lately he seems to be getting more frustrated. I mean, he's losing his stick. He's smashing his stick. He's calling his teammates out. And again, I just don't personally think that's a good look. I hope as a Ranger fan, I have a feeling that you're a Ranger fan because you just mentioned 2 Rangers. As a Ranger fan, I hope that, 2018, they can certainly find a more consistent level of play. So I guess that leads to my last question, Emma. Your favorite professional team is the?
New York Rangers.
Love it. Love it. Are you going to watch the Winter Classic on Monday?
Yes.
Awesome. I think I'm going to stay home. I was offered tickets, but I'd rather stay home in the comfort of my house than freeze in an outdoor stadium, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 8 degrees there.
I know, and I don't know if you watched the U.S.-Canada game last night, but I mean, that was like...
It was crazy.
Crazy. So that's a good way to put it. Emma, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with me today. I've been talking with Emma Tauken. She is a sophomore defenseman for the Clarkstown varsity hockey team. This is part of my ongoing series on being a female hockey player. So, Emma, I wish you nothing but success in 2018 with your hockey and with your competitive dance. And I look forward to seeing you on the ice and at the rink.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.